Welcome everybody, these two guys here, Michael
and Nathaniel,
and we're back with another video for you. This time we're gonna try some new foods that probably aren't as nearly as disgusting, I think.
I'm hoping so.
I'm more optimistic.
I was gonna say, at least this time we selected food that was not specifically purchased for its shock value.
True.
It's interesting food. We're looking forward to it, though.
Yeah.
So, tell me about what we got here, Mike.
So we got some crisps, as they say, our friends across the pond say, calling them crisps because these are all potato chips that are from, these ones that are Kyos brand are all from Ireland, and this Guinness one that I got is Bert's chips, or crisps, and they are from the UK. They're from England.
Okay, so we got UK, and then everything else is
These are from Ireland.
Ireland.
Yep.
Very cool.
And so Irish, in fact, that it will tell you like the exact field in Ireland in which they were grown and the wonderful Irish person who cooked it for you.
That's cool.
It has like a little Spud Navigator thing on the back.
Spud Nav.
Which is kind of a cool feature because they're a real... Kyos is apparently a real family company that's been growing potatoes in Ireland for 200 years or so. They're not...
Very cool.
They're definitely not a sponsor, but...
Very cool.
Anyway, we have a shop in town where we live called Cost Plus World Market.
Yep.
And they sell a bunch of import stuff, so we're fortunate to have them because it helps us branch out and get brands of snacks that you normally don't see in the States.
Yeah.
So these are all stuff that you probably regularly can't find like in the normal grocery store in the US, and we also didn't order them online. I bought them from Cost Plus World Market, and they imported them. Right. So I just went down to the store, one of the stores that we're lucky to have in our town, and bought all these chips the other day because I thought they'd be interesting.
Very cool. Yeah, one of the things I like, one of these bags, this one, you can really tell they export all over the place because it has... I'm assuming that's Arabic.
Yep, there's Arabic on there.
And German.
Yeah, all kind French.
Netherlands.
Yep. Great
Britain, France, yeah.
Yep, they are a multinational...
Interesting.
They have a multinational customer base.
All the Nordic countries.
Yep.
Interesting. Very cool.
Yeah, so I basically went to Cost Plus because I knew they had a bunch of import stuff, and I was like, I'm going to find something creative that we might actually like and be interested to eat.
Right.
And I ended up landing on chips because these are really, not only are they cool Irish company and a British company, but they're very unique flavors for us.
Yeah,
These are flavors that I have never seen in the U.S.
Absolutely. And one thing I'd be interested to know from those of you that are from the areas where we've imported these from, if you're from Ireland or if you're from the U.K., let us know if these are common flavors for you as well. I have a feeling, considering that they're exports, they're probably going to be fairly boutique flavors.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean that they're not good. We have boutique flavors in the U.S. as well. One of our favorites is a store brand by Kroger that does a prime rib and horseradish flavored chip. And it tastes exactly like prime rib and horseradish.
It's really good.
If
that flavor profile sounds good to you at all, then you would like those chips because
exceptionally good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do we want to start with?
So I got some pretty unique flavors.
Okay.
That were interesting to me.
Okay.
Let's start with this one. Maybe?
Okay. Yeah.
So this one here is mature Irish cheese and onion, which again is a flavor I don't think I've ever seen. Mature cheese.
I mean, I've had they have cheese. They have like cheddar cheese and onion.
Yeah.
In the U.S.
Or like sour cream and onion.
Sour cream and onion.
Or cheddar and sour cream.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I have a feeling that this one is probably the least boutique-y, because you were saying that these are kind of like boutique flavors. This one, I think, is probably most crisp brands in like the UK and Ireland probably have a cheese and onion. It's probably a popular flavor, I think. I don't know. I haven't done tons of research, but this one feels like probably pretty common.
Okay. Let's crack it open.
If we can. This thing is like filled to the gills with air. Yeah.
It's like a football.
Well, they had to ship it from Ireland, so...
That's true.
Pretty good aroma.
Pretty good. Kind of understated.
Yeah.
When they said that it was going to be mature Irish cheddar, I was thinking it was going to be something a little bit more pungent.
There's something about the smell, though, that the mature thing makes sense to me.
Okay.
But I don't know. I guess until we try it.
Give them a try. They are in really good condition. The packaging worked out well.
Hit the decky boss. Yeah.
Second one.
Yeah. I do like these.
They're good. They definitely taste like what they say to do. Or what they say they do.
The cheese flavor is very mild. I'm getting more onion than cheese.
But it's good onion.
It's like green onion, kind of.
Yeah. It has a lot of flavor there to the onion. The cheese, it's definitely, for those of you who are familiar with the flavor profile, it's not a sharp cheddar.
It's not like nuclear orange American cheddar.
Right. Like I've had aged cheddar from Wisconsin before that was aged 5 years, and it was so aged it started forming salt crystals on the inside.
This is much more subtle.
It doesn't taste like that.
Yeah. One thing I will say, too, these are very good quality potatoes.
Excellent. Yeah.
And really well cooked. You can tell that these were, like, not overly processed. They claim to cook them in, like, intentional small batches and stuff, and I believe that. You're good.
Yeah. They're not... They're also a different thickness than I'm used to with American chips on either side. I'm either used to just regular potato chips, which are usually extremely thin, or we have deli-style or kettle-cooked potato chips, which are very, very hearty.
They're pressure-fried. Kettle chips are pressure-fried. These are somewhere in between.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is nice. It's a nice texture.
Yeah, they're good.
I like it. All right. So that's mature Irish cheese and onion. What next? Let's go with these.
Okay.
Let's switch up the brand. These are the Burt's chips. These are from England. They're made in
Devonshire.
Robro, Devon.
Oh, Devon.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And they are the different brand. This flavor in particular is Guinness Rich Chili. So there's like chili, they must be spicy of some kind, tomato, and Guinness Stout. They're flavored like the beer, Guinness beer.
Okay.
So I thought that seemed interesting. They did have ones that were just Guinness flavored, and then they had these, so I thought these would be a little bit more interesting.
I don't know. I have a fear that just the Guinness flavored might be too sweet.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. I like all of those things. I like chili. I like Guinness. I like tomato. Okay. Yeah, so you can definitely smell beer.
It smells like what it says it is, but I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
I'm not getting like a whiff of the...
I can smell the individual ingredients.
Of the chili. What they look like.
I can smell like almost a flavor of chili powder or cumin. Oh.
These are something that I've like a flavor I've never had. These are really unique to me.
So somewhat akin to the chips we were talking about that we have. We've had earlier the prime rib and the horseradish. This has a strong beefy flavor.
These are very umami.
Very umami.
They almost taste like beef stock or something.
I was just going to say, it tastes like beef bouillon.
Yeah. But you can taste there's some kind of Guinness powder that they made. And it does taste like Guinness. You also can taste the chili, but it's not super strong. It's not very spicy. There's just a little bit of spice on the back end, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not consequential.
It tastes, and I'm getting the Guinness because there's actually a very light yeasty flavor to it, and it's. I don't even know if I'd call it sweet, but it's not very salty. And not very salty at all.
I kind of now wonder what the ones without chili would taste like. I can imagine what they would taste like. It would be this without that sort of back heat, but I do like these.
The thickness,
different consistency.
These are actually much more akin to the style of chips that we would get in the U.S. Maybe not as overly large as we tend to get in the U.S. if they're not broken in the bag, but about the same thickness.
Yeah. These are very similar to like the Lay's deli style.
Not kettle cooked.
Not kettle
cooked, but
deli style. Yeah. They're interesting. The best way to describe these to me is that they're really umami. They're very savory. Very savory, but not super salty. They're salty, like any chip, but they're really savory.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of interesting. I'm not getting much of the tomato coming through.
No, I don't either. I basically get the chili flavor and just that strong beefy, yeasty, beer, bready. It tastes like Guinness for sure.
Those are extremely good bar chips. Because as much as I like the mature cheese and onion, I could have one or two and be like, okay, those were good. There is something about the flavor of the rich chili that makes me want to keep eating them.
And would go great with beer.
They'd go great with beer. It's like every time I have an additional chip, it tastes better than the chip that came before it.
It definitely has that.
They're a dangerous chip for that.
So we're going back to Kyos. The rest of the chips we have are all from the Irish company Kyos. These are flame-grilled Irish steak, and these are crinkle-cut chips, so they're going to have a slightly different texture.
Very cool.
And I picked these up specifically because of the prime rib horseradish flavor we were talking about before that we have here, because that one really is nice and like steaky. I mean, this isn't going to have horseradish like the other one does, but if this approximates that sort of flame-grilled flavor, then I suspect these would be pretty good.
Okay. Once again, not a strong smell.
No.
They kind of leave the flavor up to
potatoey.
The flavor.
I get the sense with these guys that they're very proud of their potatoes, and they kind of let the potatoes be the star of the show.
Yeah, that makes sense. Eek. I haven't dropped anything yet this episode.
These are good.
Are they?
I mean, I don't want to jade your opinion, but I like these.
I don't know.
The texture and the crinkle level on these is almost exactly the same as Ruffles, our Ruffles brand in the States.
Yeah. The
picture made me think it'd be a wider ridge, like a wavy Lay's, but these are like Ruffles.
So, yeah, to add to confusion for those who aren't American viewers, we have, of course, all different variety of chips, crisps, whatever you want to call them. And we have Ruffles and Wavy Lays, which are both creased potato chips like these, except these are definitely more like Ruffles. Actually, the the wavelength between the ruffles is a little bit more narrow. But the wavy lays have like a really wide wavelength between the ridges.
Yep.
I can't believe I just used wavelength to describe the shape of a chip.
I mean, that's what they are.
It's accurate. Yeah. Let me try this one again.
They're definitely not.
Because I like it.
Yeah. They're not as smoky or steaky as the chips that we have here in the States that we were talking about before. But you can taste a smoky steak flavor. Of the chips we've eaten so far, these are the saltiest.
They are. I'm not disappointed because they're not a bad chip at all. They taste very good. Especially after having what we had before these, they don't taste that beefy.
Yeah. Surprisingly, the Guinness chips.
The Guinness chips are the ones that taste like steak. But these are still very good.
I do like them a lot.
Kyos, we're not dissing on your chips at all. They are very good.
Even though I like the flavor of these so far better than those, those are better potato chip. Like those are better potatoes, and better cooked chips.
They're better. They're just a better potato. Yeah. So far that's the standard. If you're looking for a chip that really highlights the potato, the Kyos do it. Am I still pronouncing that right?
Yeah,
Kyos?
I think it's Kyos.
Kyos.
Yeah.
This is a problem with having a wife who speaks fluent German.
Well,
I read it, I'm like, Kofs?
Yeah.
Kofs?
I think it's Kyos, but I will just say, if anybody is from Ireland or speaks Gaelic or anything that's watching this, all I ask is be happy and proud that we're trying and recognize the fact that you have a ridiculously difficult language.
To an American English speaker, yes.
So that's,
And actually I've heard this from some folks from Ireland as well. They would agree that
I think it's a beautiful language, but it's challenging.
It's wonderful.
So
okay, good. All right.
One bag to go.
These are the ones I'm really excited for.
This is basically the flavor that was like, we should do chips, because when I saw this, I'm like, this is a truly unusual flavor for us.
There is part of me that wonders that if this is a joke.
These are Shamrock and sour cream.
Shamrock and sour cream, which I don't doubt that Shamrocks are edible. But I don't know what the flavor profile of a Shamrock.
I've never eaten a Shamrock. I have Shamrocks in my living room. We like them for.
You've never eaten them?
No, we've never tried to eat them. We just like to keep them around as houseplants.
I'm sure they don't have I never hear of somebody, you're cooking up a stew, add 2 tablespoons of ground shamrock.
I've never heard of that. I really haven't. But apparently it's a thing. They have a person who, they locally source their shamrocks from and all that stuff.
If this is a joke getting played on the rest of the world, well done. Because we bought them anyway.
But I don't think it is.
They probably still taste good.
I don't know.
I just don't know if it's
I don't know if it's a common flavor or if, Irish people in general commonly use shamrock as a seasoning in other stuff besides this random crisp brand.
It's like America releasing a flavor that's bologna and corn.
Which we do stupid stuff like that sometimes.
We do.
Like when they have those cappuccino chips and stuff. But
yeah, so once again, a little bit of culture for you from where we come from. Lay's, within the past 10 years or so, maybe even more, they've been doing this thing where they've had limited time flavors or even contests where people come up with their flavors.
Yeah, they submit a flavor idea.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they'll do regional flavors of the U.S. and they'll make special flavors that are Maine lobster or Southwest, street tacos or stuff like that. Or sometimes they'll do flavors of the world, chicken tikka masala or harissa spice from North Africa or stuff like that.
Yeah. One of the ones that they had that I actually really liked was they did a soy sauce, ginger, and wasabi chip.
And those were kettle chips, too.
They were kettle chips, and they were really...
That was a good choice for
good.
A kettle chip.
Okay, let's crack in. Let's get some Shamrocks. Okay, so here's Shamrock and sour cream.
Does it smell like Shamrocks?
Once again, it doesn't really smell like anything.
Smells like potatoes.
Smells like taters.
Okay.
Smells like taters, precious.
Itadakimasu. These are good.
They're good.
Very strong on the sour cream.
Mm-hmm. As it should be.
This tastes to me like you're eating a sour cream and onion chip.
Absolutely.
But the sour cream side of it is ramped up.
Yeah.
It's very tangy. And it's not overly salty. I think this is a well-balanced flavor and the strongest Kyos flavor that we've had. Yeah.
So sour cream and onion, sour cream and chive, depending on the chip, I guess. Pretty common flavor in the U.S. And usually one of my favorite chips. Mm-hmm. Just a good solid standby. I really like sour cream and onion. In fact, I would eat them all the time when I was a kid. They were my favorite chip flavor.
Yeah, me too.
Surprise.
Yeah.
For those of you, or I guess this is only our second episode, but as you will come to learn out, Mike and I are basically the same person through no fault of our own. That's just the way it works.
Our opinions differ sometimes.
Sometimes.
But these are... I think they're not more sour creamy than an American sour cream and onion chip. I think the effect that I'm tasting is the fact that they're... Your brain is trained to be like, ooh, sour cream and onion. But you're not getting that oniony flavor. These are Shamrocks and not onions. So you're tasting more of that sour cream because that's what's there.
Than the onion.
Because these aren't oniony, they're Shamrocks.
And I think even in the sour cream and onion chips, most of the flavor profile that you're getting is the sour cream and not the onion. Mm-hmm. So...
I like these. I
like them. They're good. They're a solid chip. Once again, the thickness is right. Good potato. Good flavor. The one thing I'm a little sad about, and I don't know what I was expecting, but I still don't know what a Shamrock tastes like.
I mean, we could
go get a Shamrock and just eat it. I bet it just tastes like grass.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if there's anywhere, like, if we can import, like, just Shamrock seasoning to, like, season stuff with. Do you use it like parsley? I mean, really, we honestly have no clue.
I almost think that they added...
I didn't know Shamrock could be used like an herb. Or herb.
You know, I don't think it's used to add any flavor. I think it's simply to add some form of color or accent to the chip. Because it looks... I don't know if we gave everybody a close-up.
Yeah. You can see the Shamrock on there.
It looks like a sour cream and onion chip from the States, but the green is just shredded Shamrock.
Yeah.
But they're good.
They are. All right, so...
Okay.
Those are our chip tastings. Nathaniel, what was your favorite flavor that we tried?
I don't think it's going to be much of a surprise, but it was this one. Maybe it's because I'm too much of an American. All of these were really good. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't disregard any of these. I really like this one because, man, there is so much flavor to it.
Yeah. We'll have to try some more of their flavors.
I mean...
There's plenty more flavors from both companies, so...
Mm-hmm. Although... Now I'm second guessing myself. Because I just had a bite, and it was great for a couple seconds, and then I went, is that too strong a flavor? I don't know. Those are really good. Mm-hmm. I think if I kind of feel like foods are, they depends on what you eat them with. Mm-hmm. So if I were to just have chips by themselves, like as a snack or with a drink or something like that, I'd probably go with the Guinness chili ones simply because they have such a strong flavor. These other chips, these would be great sides with a main dish.
Right, like a sandwich or something.
Like if you were having some type of sandwich, or even, like I think the Irish steak chips would actually go well with a side to a steak.
Yeah.
I think that would work really well. Mm-hmm. But what's your favorite?
My favorite flavor of these is actually the Shamrock and sour cream one.
Okay.
Just in terms of like, I think it's got the most enjoyable. Like, I could just compulsively eat this whole thing. I like all of these quite a bit. I do like this flavor, but it's so unique and so specific and like unusual that I don't see myself like just compulsively eating these. Like
they would wear you out.
Yeah,
they have a strong.
Yeah. So I like these, but it's they're too unusual for me to like say that they're my favorite. This one is like right up my street. They're just really good. If I was like going to a pub to get a pint or something, these I would just like if I had like
just tear through
a lager beer, I would just eat this whole bag.
Yeah. They're all very good. Overall, I would say to Kyos, if somehow they end up watching this video at some point, good job.
Yeah.
You make a quality chip.
Yep. Take care with your potatoes. That's very obvious.
I was gonna say, even though I didn't choose one of your chips as my favorite out of these four, you obviously had the best quality potatoes, and you didn't overpower them with flavors, which is really admirable. Also, your packaging is top notch because it made it all the way to the States, and there are still mostly whole chips in the bags. Yeah. So
it's great.
You guys are doing something right, and
for sure. And like enough for me to like in the future, I'll probably buy some more of their products. Both of these companies, I'll buy some more of their products. So, yep, we really enjoyed these. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Ireland and UK, for making us some crisps.
And please, in the comments, if you have any ideas or suggestions as to other chip flavors we should try, or any specific foods or countries we should try food from, let us know. We're in a fairly metro area, so we have access to a lot of imports, and if not, we also have online means of ordering those items. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, thank you for watching.
Yep.
Make sure to like and or subscribe to our videos. We'll try to keep more popping out. Once again, we're still getting a feel for the channel itself, but as you can see, this is the second food one we've done. We're thinking about doing some video game streaming, maybe some traveling, especially once
the world opens up again.
The world opens back up again.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Let's
tuck in, as they say.
Let's crack this sack and take a whiff. Goodbye, viewership.
Goodbye, Kyos sponsorship.
Can we? Can that be within like the first 30 seconds of the video? Like I know YouTube doesn't allow cursing or like profane content
in the first
minute or so, but like if I say the words "crack the sack" and take a whiff, is that
no? They have to allow double entendre in the first minute.
You have to. You can't have the English language without double entendre.
You could air that. What you said you could air on like network TV. So if it could get past the network censors. Anyway,
okay, there we go. That's our intro.